Now, after finishing my video classes on motion in one dimension, now I am proceeding to motion in two dimension. So this is my first class of projectile motion. So I have planned to make two videos on projectile motion to complete all the syllabus related to projectile motion. So projectile motion is basically known as motion under gravity. So whenever we are throwing a body, maybe a stone, maybe a javelin, maybe a shot put, maybe a discus, maybe a cricket ball, or maybe a football, or maybe a basketball, it moves under the influence of gravity. It will experience a gravitational force of attraction towards the ground level. That's why it is always coming back. So basically here we are going to discuss two cases. So in my first case, let me consider a situation where suppose a person is standing at a two-story building at some height h from the ground level. Let's say this is A, this is B, and throwing a ball with a speed u horizontally. So the ball is thrown at a speed u horizontally from the top of a tower. Let us consider a ball is thrown at a speed u horizontally from the top of a tower. If you have watched my video before this video, previous video of this video, then I have told you the most important concept. As soon as I throw the ball will travel like this. So this is the path along which the ball will come to the ground level. So C is the point at the ground which is some distance apart from B. So if the ball is thrown from A with a speed u horizontally from the top of a tower whose height is h, it will come to the position C after some time. So the first concept, time taken by the ball to go from A to C is equal to time taken by the ball to go from A to B is equal to time taken by the ball to go from B to C. So basically when the ball is going along this path, along this curve AC, the ball is undergoing two-dimensional motion, one along vertical direction, another along horizontal direction. Vertical direction, horizontal direction. That's why this is coming under motion in two dimension. So first concept, time taken by the ball in going from A to C along the curve path, that is the path of the trajectory, is equal to time taken by the ball in covering vertical height is equal to time taken by the ball in covering horizontal distance. Horizontal distance. Let me explain with a suitable example. Let the ball is taking 10 minutes to go from A to C. So with that 10 minutes, the ball is covering AB height and the ball is covering BC distance. So basically, we cannot say AB equal to BC. If AB equal to BC, the path will be circular. But I am going to prove the path of the projectile is parabolic. So I am going to find the equation for this path. That is called equation of trajectory. So equation of trajectory, from equation of trajectory of the projectile in this situation will give an equation of parabola. So for equation of parabola, you can talk to your mathematics teacher. I'm just going to use the idea. So when the ball is coming from A to C, let's say it is taking 10 minutes. It means in that 10 minutes the ball is covering AB height vertically and BC horizontal distance horizontally. So from A to B is also 10 minutes, from B to C is also 10 minutes. It means when the ball is coming from A to C, unless the ball is reaching at C, it does not cover AB height. And unless the ball is reaching at C, it does not cover BC horizontal distance. So that is the first concept. Now second concept, the ball will experience two velocities. This is very important. The ball will experience two velocities. One is horizontal velocity One is horizontal velocity and another is vertical velocity. So the body will undergo two velocities. One is horizontal, another is vertical. Initial horizontal velocity is u and horizontal velocity is uniform or remains constant. This is uniform because there is no effect on the horizontal velocity. Acceleration due to gravity is vertically downward. It is not acting horizontally. But vertical velocity is non-uniform because when I am throwing the ball from the point A, my initial horizontal velocity is u and it is always constant throughout the motion. But initial vertical velocity is 0. Then after some time when it is hitting at C, there is some final vertical velocity that I'll derive. I'll find instantaneous velocity at any position. So now I'll move to the very famous equation, that is equation of trajectory. This is very very important. It is also important in solving problems. And one thing I am giving you encouragement regarding projectile. People always think that projectile motion is difficult, but it's not difficult. You just consider projectile motion in two-dimensional way. So if you are taking projectile motion into two different directions, in x-axis and y-axis, it will become one-dimensional motion. Uniform motion, you have to use uniform motion formula. Non-uniform motion, you have to use non-uniform motion formula. So now, what do you mean by equation of trajectory? It is an equation that will establish a relationship between horizontal equation of motion and vertical equation of motion. We know that this is a motion in two-dimensional problem. So since this is a problem of motion in two dimension, we have to find horizontal equation of motion, we have to find vertical equation of motion, then we have to relate them. So let me first find horizontal equation of motion. So let us consider a point D and E as shown in the figure. Let us consider a point D at which the ball is moving from A and it will take let T time. Let T is the time taken by the ball in going from A to D. It means, so let T is the time taken by the ball in going from A to D. It means let the ball is covering x distance. How much x distance? This is x distance horizontally and y distance vertically. What is my vertical distance? This one, AE, y distance vertically and x distance horizontally. Let the ball is going from A to D taking T time. In that T time, it is covering a horizontal distance x and vertical distance y. So now I want to find out horizontal equation of motion. For my horizontal direction, speed is constant uniform u, time is t, and distance is x. So my horizontal equation of motion will be simple formula because it is uniform. Speed equal to distance by time. So speed is u, distance is x, time is t. So now t equal to x by u. This is my equation 1. So I have found my horizontal equation of motion as t equal to x by u. Now for vertical equation of motion, so I am considering from motion from A to E. I am considering motion from A to E. In horizontal equation of motion, I am considering motion from E to D. Just look at the diagram. E to D, horizontal equation of motion. A to E, vertical equation of motion. My initial velocity u equal to 0 because I have already told initial vertical velocity is 0 and it is gradually increasing as the stone or the ball is coming to the ground. Now acceleration A is equal to g and time taken already I have taken as t. Now let's say distance or position or displacement is y. So the famous equation, why I am using s equal to ut plus half at square, because at the start of this equation I have already told the ball will experience two velocities. One is horizontal velocity, another is vertical velocity, and horizontal equation, horizontal velocity is uniform, whereas vertical velocity is non-uniform. Horizontal velocity do not possess any acceleration, that's why uniform. It is not changing. It will remain constant throughout the trajectory, throughout the path of the projectile. But vertical velocity is increasing gradually. Initial vertical velocity is 0, but it is gradually increasing. Okay, and it is maximum when the ball will hit the ground. So a is equal to ut plus half t square, s is y. Now this is 0 into t plus half g t square. So y equal to half g t square. This is my equation 2. Now from equation 1 I got t equal to x by u. Now equation 2 I got y equal to half g t square. Now putting 1 in 2, I will get y equal to half g. For t square I can take x by u whole square. So this will be y equal to g by 2 u square into x square. So since acceleration due to gravity is a constant quantity and initial horizontal velocity which is constant throughout the motion, I have already told. So this total term can be taken as some constant k. So I got y equal to kx square. So equation 3 represents equation of trajectory. Equation 3 represents equation of trajectory because this is an equation which will establish a relationship between vertical equation of motion with horizontal equation of motion. Y is along vertical axis, x is along horizontal axis. But how they are related? They are related y equal to kx square. So this equation, I am taking it as star. Equation star is an equation of parabola. So in parabola you will get two axes. One is minor, another is major. This is semi-major axis, this is semi-minor axis. We can say AB is not equal to BC. If AB equal to BC, so it will be a radius and the path will be circular. But since AB is not equal to BC, the path of the projectile is parabolic. And your mathematics teacher will let you know what will be a equation of parabola. So by this we are finishing equation of trajectory. So now I am going to find my next equation, that is time of descent. What is the values or what is the formula for time of descent? So time of descent is nothing but the total time by the ball to come from A to C. So for that time only the ball will be in air. So I can say that this will be time of flight. Time of flight is that time till which a ball will be in air or in space. Okay. So now for time of descent, I can take, already I have told, you have to break this two-dimensional motion into one dimension. I have already mentioned in the starting of this video that the time taken by the ball to go from A to C will be time taken by the ball to go from A to B. So better I will take motion from A to B. So while I am taking motion from A to B, I am considering this projectile motion along vertical direction. So initial vertical velocity will be 0. I have already told this will be initial vertical velocity. Let's say the ball is taking a time TD, time of descent from A to C. It means the ball is taking TD time to go from A to B. Let the height of the tower or AB is h. Let S equal to h, which is equal to AB. And you know acceleration is acceleration due to gravity. Now very simple formula, S equal to ut plus half at square. Now S is h. This will be 0 into t. Initial vertical velocity 0 plus half g td square. Now if I solve it, I will get td square equal to 2h by g. Now td equal to root over 2h by g. So this will give me time of descent or total time of flight of the projectile. So from this equation or from this relation you can easily calculate. But my personal suggestion, don't remember this. What I did here, I put the vertical equation of motion which is non-uniform and the very famous formula S equal to ut plus half t square. So deriving the formula itself is a problem. So you need to understand how I am going about it, and the diagram is very important. After that I will calculate height. Now calculation of height is very easy. From here also you can calculate. From this equation I have gone up to equation 3. Now let's say equation 4. From 4 I can write 2h by g root over equal to td. So h equal to td square, g td square by 2. Now equation 5. This is very simple. Height. Now I will calculate range. This is very important. Range is nothing but the maximum distance covered in horizontal direction. So basically height will be my AB, whereas in this case range will be my BC. So basically I want to consider my motion from B to C. So I'm writing here motion from B to C. So range is nothing but now distance, the maximum distance covered in horizontal direction. So I will find BC. So along horizontal direction I have already mentioned it is an uniform motion. So for uniform motion I can take speed equal to u, and the time already I have taken time equal to td. Why? Because td is the total time of flight or time of descent in which the ball is coming from A to C. So since the ball is taking td time from A to C, it means the ball is consuming td time to cover BC horizontal distance, which is nothing but the range. So here I can write speed equal to distance by time. So speed is u, horizontal speed is u, distance, okay, for range I am taking it r. So BC for range I am taking BC equal to r by td. So if I solve, I am trying to solve here. So u equal to r by td, so r equal to u into td. But from equation 4 I can write r equal to u from this equation 4, 2h by g root over equation 6. So equation 6 represents range. So you do not need to remember this because along horizontal direction we are going to calculate. So use uniform motion formula. Along vertical direction we are going to calculate height or time of descent. Use non-uniform motion formula. Very simple. So now I am going to calculate or estimate instantaneous velocity. It means velocity at any instant. So let us consider a point D at which I want to find out instantaneous velocity of the ball. So at D, it will experience two velocity. One is ux and another is uy. So ux is nothing but u, and since it is along positive x-axis, that's why I am taking ui cap. It is along positive x-axis ui cap. Now I have to find uy, because if I zoom this diagram, this is ux, this is ui, this will be my u instant. And let's say u instant is making an angle beta with respect to horizontal axis. So I want to find out ui. So since I want to find out ui, look, ui is the velocity along vertical direction. So what I will do, I will take motion from A to E, because when the ball is coming from A to D, let's say it is taking a time t. T is the time consumed by the ball. Let T is the time consumed by the ball from A to E. It means from A to D. It means in that T time the ball is covering AE height. So I am taking motion from A to E. So my time will be T here. My initial vertical velocity will be u, will be 0, and final vertical velocity will be v equal to ui. That I want to find out. And acceleration equal to g. And I am considering my motion from A to E. So even if it is a two-dimensional motion, but I am simplifying it to a one-dimensional problem, then only I can calculate ui. So velocity possessed by the ball here is also same as here. The ball is going along this path, but at that same position, the velocity of the particular ball is same. It's a vertical velocity. So now my formula v equal to u plus at. Now what is v? That is ui. Now initial vertical velocity 0 plus gt. So uy equal to gt. So now ui is from origin to vertically downward. So I can write my ui is gt j cap, negative y-axis, so minus. So I'm writing ui is minus gt j cap. So u instant will be ux plus ui. Now ux will be ui cap minus gt j cap. This is my instantaneous velocity, and from this I can find the magnitude. U instant magnitude will be u square plus g square t square root over. If you cannot understand this, how I am getting it, just watch my vector video. I've everything. I've explained everything in my vector videos. Okay, so u instant is this much. Now I want to find out the direction. So this is u instant. It's very simple. This is ux and this is ui. So this will be u instant using Pythagoras theorem. Now beta. So ui is nothing but gt and ux is nothing but u. Remember one thing. Don't get confused over this negative sign. Negative sign is giving a direction. So now I am representing tan beta equal to p by b. This is 90 degree. This is perpendicular. This is base. Tan beta equal to p by b. So tan beta equal to p. P is how much? gt. And b is nothing but u. So tan beta equal to gt by u. But I am considering my angle in clockwise direction. So when I am considering my angle in clockwise direction, I have to take negative. So tan beta equal to minus gt by u implies beta equal to tan inverse minus gt by u. So this equation will give me magnitude of instantaneous velocity. This equation will give me direction of instantaneous velocity. Magnitude and direction of instantaneous velocity will make it a vector quantity. So this is the vector notation or expression for instantaneous velocity. Thank you. Watch, share, like and subscribe my video. If any doubt, just put your doubt in my comment section and stay tuned for my second video on Project X.